Welcome
Yo. We did
to
it,
the
Sam.
King-Abrams show. We did it. So look at us. We're in a new studio
New studio.
that
Who dis?
we are actually designing together.
That's correct.
Yeah, and so this is a beta test.
Mm-hmm.
This is a beta test. We've both been very busy. I can't hear anything out of these headphones.
I don't think you need the
I don't think
headphones.
I need them.
Ditch them.
Yeah.
I feel
Wow.
pretty good so far.
Yeah, no, it looks beautiful. Look at the ceiling, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Look
Sam,
at this black ass
look
ceiling.
at that black ass ceiling. Big and black, how we like it. Sam helped me completely renovate this studio and what you see. And you can see behind me, folks, this is a brick wall. So Sam and I went to Home Depot and we got bricks, mortar, and we laid brick.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
No, we did not.
This is actually a fake brick wall. It's a faux wall.
Brick panel.
Faux brick panel.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it looks real. And I mean, look at us, guys. It looks like, look, I'm just hanging out in the alley or something.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. I'm super excited. This is the first time I've ever been able to just from scratch, just sort of design a space with someone. I've had sort of pipe dreams about it.
Sure.
But this is happening, and it's very exciting because it's gone pretty quickly.
It's gone very quickly.
And considering both our busy schedules,
mm-hmm.
and here we are with this brick, with this black ceiling.
Pull your mic in a little more, Sam.
We've got a couple of walls to treat with some wood and upholstered paneling.
We're thinking behind you where the green.
Yeah,
we're gonna put some
retreat the wall.
Retreat the wall.
Very exciting. So we're doing a beta test tonight, Samson. We are broadcasting the King-Abrams show from Samson Studios.
Yeah, that's right. In Silver Lake, California. Live from Studio 8. Uh-oh. Did a titty pop out?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It happens.
Live from Studio 8 is where we are right now. It's the Slice Comedy headquarters. It's also Samson Crouppen Inc. Studios, Empire of Dirt, a.k.a. Bitches Ain't Shit. No, I'm joking.
But hoes and tricks.
On the nose and suck the dicks. So, Sam,
well, no judging.
No judging.
Okay.
So, Sam, tell us a little bit about, we've been away for a minute.
We have.
And we were discussing, it's been kind of a rough week. I'm sure a lot of people out there have been having a rough time. We were talking about it's post-COVID. Depression that's come, PSD or PCD, post-COVID,
something like that,
where we've all been in a coma for 2 years.
People are going through a lot. I mean, people were already going through a lot,
right?
And here comes this pandemic, and here comes all the ancillary sort of implications of that pandemic.
Right.
For example, is sort of estranged relationships, strained relationships.
Yes. A lot of people got divorced.
The lack of relationship. A lot of people got divorced, and very few people got married, according to research.
A lot. Oh, well, for obvious reasons, because a lot of weddings were postponed due to COVID.
That's correct. Right. For different.
But do you think it was for them like, maybe I don't want to marry this guy?
Well, here's the thing. At any rate, people are getting married less. So
you know why? Because being home with your significant other 24 hours a day is probably the best thing that could happen to a married couple before they get married. And I bet a lot of people did COVID, were going to get married, and they're like, holy shit.
They stayed home and then was like, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit. They found out like everything in a fast track way, where usually you're like, I see this guy for an hour a day. He's at work all day.
Well, the research is still happening because we're still sort of in the midst of this.
We're living in it.
That's right.
We're still in a pandemic.
It's been, I'm just making sure we don't have any Janet Jackson type. Well,
no, and I'm JT. I'm not JT. I'm not going to ruin another black woman's career. But Janet's, it wasn't ruined, but Justin really.
So times have been tough, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking
financial. People are having financial problems. We talk about money depression.
Money depression.
A couple times in the last few podcasts.
Money depression is real.
Yeah.
I think
people are drinking more.
Yep.
There's a lot of research out there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is my bun like exploding? I think
you're
my
pretty
bun
good.
Exploded.
Yeah, people have upped their drinking, their drug use. I mean, I've known, a few people have had to get help, which is great.
Yeah. I probably need to get some of that.
You know, we all need a little help. I mean, therapists are killing the game right now. I should have been a therapist.
Gas station owners and counselors.
Yes, gas
are
station
killing
owners
the
and
game right
counselors.
now.
That's right. I should have, instead of setting this up as a podcast studio, set it up to just be a therapy studio. You know,
Yeah,
like just bring people in
and
here.
sell gas on the side.
Right.
Gasoline. You need to
sell
like
gas,
Middle
sell
Eastern
dick,
hookup.
dick for $40.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were
dick
you saying?
for $40?
Yeah. Weren't you saying, Sam, that in LA?
I think that's a lot. I think that's an exorbitant cost. I think $40.
This dick is worth it. But you were telling
Apparently
me
women are selling ass for $40.
You were telling me that.
I had a joke. I was trying to work out at my
Let me hear it.
Speakeasy, which is the Speak Live Comedy Thursday nights tonight. 10 p.m. Doors open at 9 p.m. 10 p.m. showtime till late in NoHo. If you know what it is, you know what it is. So hit me up if you're interested. But listen, I was trying to work out a joke about how I thought that this I kept seeing these posts on Facebook and just social media about $40 pussy. And I thought it was a farce. I thought it was not real. I'm on stage delivering this material.
Right.
Few comics in the audience, and they're telling me that it's a real thing.
Like they've actually bought some $40 pussy.
They actually bought some $40 pussy.
What are you
off
getting?
Of Instagram?
What are you getting for $40? Is that like?
I don't know.
You're on Instagram. You
maybe herpes.
Herpes for show. $40.
Wow. Here for the record, I didn't get the actual vagina, but I did commission. It happened. Don't judge me. Judge me. I'm into it.
You sold yourself for $40?
No, not me.
Oh,
I found some, but it wasn't $40. It was $250. Regular ass price. 250 roses.
Is that hold on? $250 is the regular price.
Yeah, for all night. Do what you want to my body.
All night do you want to all night? Do what you want to my body.
Right.
What is my body worth for that? I mean, for $250,
probably like $65, Samson.
Rude. Again, I'm gonna price I would say I'd charge me $650 all night long.
$650?
I gotta get a fucking nanny, bitch.
What are you gonna do for $650, bro? You gotta make that worth.
Whatever they fucking need, and I gotta pay my nanny. I gotta fucking set my wife up because I'm gonna be gone for the night. I gotta make sure
my bun is exploding.
The bun is exploding.
Rewrap it.
Yeah, but if I was selling my body, I would value myself pretty high. I mean, that's all your body.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, like $40. Come on, do better. Like you need to get a stack.
That's what I don't
like.
Understand.
Just be like, it's a stack.
Are these $40? And this is. Are we talking an LA 5? Or
I don't know where these hoes
couldn't be anything over an LA 5. I mean, these are girls that are not very cute, right?
It's like a North Carolina 3. Hang on.
I'm sorry. Yeah. A North Carolina.
I don't know.
3,
I don't know what's happening for $40, but I will tell you that I was shocked. I had written a whole.
teeth.
I had written. That ought to be worth more. Fuck.
Yeah.
I had written a whole bit about how it was ridiculous that women were getting, selling pussy for $40. It was like
cheap.
Do better, hoes.
Do
better, get a stack. It was a whole thing. Like, some of y'all, what is a stack? It's $1,000, bitch. Figure it out. And then apparently it's $40. Here's the thing.
That's what I would think. If you're in LA 6.5 to 7 above, 1,000 should be your mark.
1,000. Well, here's the thing.
At least.
If not, maybe you're not a 7.5. Maybe you're a North Carolina 3.
Right.
The bottom of the barrel ought to be charging at least $200 for some pussy. Like seriously, let's let $200 be the new $40.
Right. Well, we need unions. We need unions for these lower
and inflation.
Lower end pussy givers. Yeah. Inflation.
$40 maybe 15 years ago.
Right. And then there's wear and tear. You gotta write that off.
You gotta write that off. 650 is way too much, Samson. Stop it.
Hey,
You've got wear and tear.
If I'm gonna be giving people my emotion and the dick, then they need to pay for it. They need to pay for it.
Well, thank you all for joining the King-Abrams show tonight. Here we are.
Welcome.
I'm the King-Abrams, Samantha Abrams, here with my co-host Samson Crouppen.
Right. That is me. You're the king, queen of Abrams.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
maybe, but certainly the king. I am the king of my life.
You are. You're the king of your domain.
I recently just sort of reiterated that to myself
That you're a
because
king.
that I'm the king and or queen of my life.
Okay.
I
Does a woman have to call herself a queen, or can you can be a king, right?
I can be whatever in the entire fuck I want to be.
Oh, that's that part.
Yeah.
I agree.
Apparently nowadays you can be whatever you want to be. I could be like if I wanted to, grow a mustache and take some hormones, I could be a guy. I could be like
You could.
that's the world we live in. So yeah,
I would call you Sam.
Yeah. And so
Still.
I can be king. Absolutely.
There you go.
But that's the name of my podcast, the King-Abrams Show.
That's right.
And I've recently sort of learned more about my own personal empowerment.
Okay.
Because I just ended a relationship.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sam.
I just ended a relationship where the guy was basically trying to control me. And that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of men out there who use control as a tactic, or they use
yeah.
I was in somebody comment sections about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Somebody said Pete Davidson has gotten several tattoos and a brand of Kim Kardashian and this stupid shit.
Okay.
And so any guy who confesses his love or professes his love within the first month or gets regrettable tattoos.
Yeah.
Red flags.
Red flag. There were red flags. Yeah.
We're going to talk about red flags tonight.
Red flags. Yeah, that L word is an important word. I love you.
Lesbian?
No.
Sorry.
That may be also an important word. However, the love word.
The love word.
Because I think that I don't know that a lot of players, real players, and I'm talking a player is someone who plays who toys with someone's love emotion.
Sam, players only love you when they're playing. When they will come. I mean,
yeah. Well, they say they love you. And then they don't. Now, right. If you're a woman, if you be a woman,
which I do feel half woman,
if you be a woman that is in some ways insecure, some specific ways insecure or immature, then perhaps that L word too soon, say within a month or two,
right,
could somehow have a detrimental effect on you. However, I am a savage. And
yes, you are.
Yeah, no, this guy, as soon as I put the pussy on him, I would say within 3 weeks.
He was in love, folks.
He was not in love. He said, I love you a bunch of times.
Did you say it to him?
Not right away.
Sam. So you were taking part in this I love you thing,
I did. Dude. I did after.
Did you really love him?
I was trying to.
It's hard. I think just a real quick thing I learned when I was in high school, I dated a deaf girl my freshman year in high school. Don't laugh. Do not do that. I cannot celebrate those rude impressions of deaf people.
But I want to suck your dick so bad.
And that's a lot of the discrimination I got. People would be like, Sam, I was trying to talk to your girlfriend and like she wouldn't listen. Yeah, people, that is high school.
You said that.
I know, but I'm repeating jokes. Like I would get bullied for having a deaf girlfriend. But my point is, my deaf girlfriend, she gave me one of those TDY machines, phone, you hook it up so you could type each other's early. She would say, eventually, I love you.
Right.
And I was just like on there, like, well, fuck it.
You didn't love her
you
back.
Too. And I remember asking a friend,
that too.
If I don't love somebody, should I tell a girl I love her? And my brother's older friend said, no, Sam, that is not good. You need to tell her that you're not in love with her because that's a very serious
after
thing.
You say
after I said I love
you.
So I get on the TTY. You
gotta just play the game now.
Yeah, and I tape it or I type it. I'm like, sorry, but I really like you, but I realize that I'm not in love with you, and I just want to be honest.
Sure.
Dude, the fucking thing
it's a wrap.
Went crazy. She comes over to my house, drives over, comes into my house and pulls the thing out of the wall.
Oh my God, poor thing. And she couldn't even hear any of it. The sounds.
See? It's like Kevin Hart jokes.
You can hear shit crashing. You can't even get the satisfaction of hearing the shit crashing.
She fucking flew around my neighborhood and my friends were like, lap 17, way to go. I mean, it was So she was angry, but my point was, don't tell people you love them
Yeah.
if you don't.
And admittedly, I kind of did the same thing. Here's what happened. He almost pressured me. It was as if
Love you.
Well, but you ain't say it back to me.
Right.
Well, what the fuck? And yeah, correct. And ding,
Right.
ding, what do you want me to say?
Right. And that's an early telling somebody you love them is it's a kind of not an insecure moment, but a like I love you. You know, it's not something that people really come out with. So just bravado, because you should be insecure, because this would be the first time you're actually telling somebody
So
that.
Here's what happened, right?
Go ahead.
So as you know, I wrote this book, The Complete Player.
Love the book.
It's a great book. It's very funny.
Let me throw that up for you.
Academic and hilarious. And it is about the brain science of how people sort of male and females coordinate within the matrix of love, sex, lust, and heartbreak, and a little bit of drug addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote this book. It came from a place of heartbreak. I fell in love with someone who didn't care enough about me, who didn't love me back. Nice. And I wrote that book, and I got heartbroken over this guy, and I left him, and I moved immediately to a very sort of no strings attached relationship we've been talking about. If you've been following our podcast, you've heard me talk about peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
That's the nickname.
And jelly.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. It's peanut butter, and then comes the jelly.
That's right. First comes first.
First comes first.
So this is this relationship, and at this stage, I can't even believe that it's been like 2.5 years. If you don't count the last,
if you put them all together.
If you put them all together, I just recently saw him, and this was after a few months of trying to entertain this other relationship.
Right.
So I sort of put him on hold. Literally, I was like,
and he's just back right when you give the call.
He doesn't give a fuck. There's no feelings. This is totally no strings attached.
Yeah, that's cool though. It's
a great situation.
I'm sure nice about
totally that. Comfortable, no drama, zero drama. Never have I had a relationship where there was no drama. And this is the one where it's just a great, I'm pushing 50. And
you're not.
I've got
you're pushing fire.
Whoosh. And I've got a couple kids. I've got divorce. I'm never gonna do marriage or kids again.
Right.
And it's just a great, convenient situation. Me and this guy, right?
I think so.
So the only reason why we would stop seeing each other, considering his temperament and mine, is that if I or he decide to pursue a serious relationship.
Obviously. Okay? So that's nice until you guys are like that Julia Roberts movie.
Right.
If you don't find anybody, we'll just, fuck around.
Sure. Julia Roberts, the hooker.
Now, it wasn't Pretty One. It was some
other one.
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Very white of you, Samson.
I'm very, I've got a lot of white references.
At any rate, so here I am. I got this heartbreak, and in 2 years, I'm like seeing this guy. It's perfect, right? And then this other guy we're gonna call so there's peanut butter, and then we're gonna call this new guy Mr. Midnight.
Mr. Midnight. That's pretty hot. Mr. Midnight.
He comes out of nowhere and treats me like I've never been treated.
Mr. Midnight, of course, he comes out of nowhere. I just see him like
he comes out of the dark
Mr.
corners.
Midnight, yeah. It's like creep. Have you been behind the curtain the whole time?
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Midnight
the whole time. Yeah. So he is like showering with me. He's rich, right? And a little bit famous.
Rich people just shower with you, or what do you mean?
No, showering me with gifts and money.
Oh, I thought you said we were showering together and he's rich. I was like, okay.
We never took a shower together.
Okay. Well, disappointing.
Yeah, well, maybe.
But
he definitely showered me with gifts. It was just incredible. No one has ever come out the gate.
Examples.
To volunteer. So usually you got to ask a rich nigga for some shit. I don't fuck with enough rich niggas to know.
Me neither.
You have to go, I need.
Right.
And they go, how much do you need? What do you need?
I see. So you just have to ask.
You have to fold that pride all the way in and ask.
Okay.
And I'm not very good at that. Some women are better at that than others, but I'm not very good at that. And at any rate, this dude did not make me ask. I would say in just casual conversation, yeah, well, I'm running out of perfume, blah, 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 blah. I'm using this. And he go, well, what perfume do you want? And he would just send it to me.
Wow.
Right?
That's cool.
Right? He said, who do you pay your rent to?
Damn.
Text the information to me. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna figure something out.
Why wouldn't he send the money directly to you?
And then the next day, FedExes me this envelope, and I open the envelope, and there's a couple months rent check to my landlord.
Okay, but
so I go drop it in the fucking box.
Can I just interrupt there?
Sure.
Isn't that a level of control, though?
That is what I'm getting at.
That you weren't given the money. It was the check, so he knew where the money was going to, which fair enough.
Maybe.
But it's interesting that
he wanted to send it straight to. It doesn't matter. Hey,
maybe
listen,
that matter.
maybe there's a level of control there,
if
and that's fair.
If somebody out there wants to pay my mortgage, I'm up for it. And this dick it's mortgage. Like, okay, so I was $650. You know,
but here's the thing: when my mother was alive, and she wanted her rent paid, I ain't finna send this bitch a check because she gonna go buy a van or some dumb shit.
Right.
I'm gonna send it straight to her landlord,
which is smart.
Yeah, that's smart.
I mean, I understand that if he's offering to do something,
he did it. It was done.
So look,
check came. I dropped the shit. Fucking bought me a diamond necklace. Fucking took me Valentine's Day. Like all this crazy shit.
You can't hate on
Versace. Fucking stop it. But you know what he wanted? Okay, so we literally probably saw each other all of 4 times. Okay. The first time I put it on him, first time we slept together was like January.
Okay.
Within a few weeks, he was like, "I love you," and then like buying me all this shit and like just flooding me with shit. Red flag. And then the next month we saw each other for a few days, and then March he came to town for an extended period of time. It was more than a couple days. And what he wanted, and the whole time he's telling me, "I'm in your corner. I want to see your goal. I want to see you reach all your goals and blah, blah." And it's like, I'm a busy bitch. You know that I'm, know, Samson.
Yeah, you're
I'm
a
very busy bitch.
You are.
And he wanted to help me with all my goals. But when he got to town, you know what he expected?
Pussy.
That plus.
I mean, what else?
I was willing to give that to
What
him.
does any other man want? You know, I mean, here's what happens when a man pays or is a sugar daddy or something, he expects pussy.
I was very excited to give him some of that.
Of course.
That is not the issue.
Oh, interesting.
The issue is that he expected me to essentially fuck off all of my responsibilities.
Which is hard. You're busy.
Spread my schedule apart
to spread
so that
your
I could
legs.
see him. He spread a few things apart.
Yeah.
He wanted me to spread a few things apart.
Right.
And I was okay with the legs, but not my schedule. Are you fucking kidding me?
You have 2 children.
Not only do I have 2 children.
And you have a business.
But I have 2 businesses that I run.
Probably 3 or 4
probably 3
businesses.
or 4. And I also do freelance work, like designing your studio.
That's right.
And I just have all this extra shit that I do.
She does. I saw Sam she taught me how to use a saw yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. Right.
She taught me how to be a man. And I taught her how to be a woman.
Be a man.
Yeah, be a man. I tell you, I think I'm non-binary. I tell my kids because I've always identified as half of my mother and half of my father. I feel that I get along with females very well. I have a lot of female friends. And part of it, I believe, is because I have half of my mother, half of my father in me. So am I non-binary?
You're a trans woman. I think that's what...
Ding, ding, ding. Yes.
It all makes sense now.
Because it will help my career. I don't want to say that, but...
have to figure out your new identity.
I'm just so crackerish that if I could have something kind of cool about me...
I can't stand you.
I know, I'm not making fun of this, but why can't I honestly feel that way? So am I non-binary, and can I identify in that without being... if I really want to do it.
It's okay if you can't fix stuff, as long as you have the money to hire people that can fix stuff.
I'm not saying because I can't, and I can fix some stuff. I'm handy-ish.
Okay.
But I'm saying I feel split down the middle. I have half a vagina, half of a...
You don't.
Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm a hermaphrodite.
You just made me snort, you asshole.
Dude, I have a dormant vagina that I just don't use anymore, and I plan on it one day.
But that's why we do well together, and the chemistry is great, Samson, because I definitely have a dormant penis. Like, I feel like I have a penis, but I just looked and I can't feel it or see it. It's not there, but I know it's there.
I think you might be non-binary. But hold on, I need to stop this. Because non-binary means you're not either woman or man, right? I don't know what
definitely
it is.
woman,
But I'm
a little bit man.
I'm a he, she, bad bitch motherfucker. with a tad bit of little person in there.
I'm gonna cross my
'Cause
legs
I'm
now.
short.
Yeah, so
back on track though.
back on track. No, this guy, I just, so we ended it. It was everything very sort of let's say, it was not an ugly breakup.
It's good.
It
Would you ever
was-
see it coming back?
No. I can't have one.
You turn the chapter.
I can't have someone controlling me.
Right.
Like,
now, what
no.
if he heard this podcast?
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I get it. I was just
Okay,
I
if
need
he's
to lay
listening
back."
to this podcast,
Okay, which
what
millions of
he
people
should
do.
have fucking done,
Mm,
considering I'm a grown ass independent woman.
there you go.
And here's the thing about independence. People say, I'm an independent woman, I don't need a man. Yeah, maybe. But when you end up needing a man and wanting a man, you have to give up some of your independence in order to be with him.
Right.
There's no way to fucking, become one with someone without giving up some of your independence. But I went into this saying, listen, I'm broken. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I have all this baggage. I am not ready to be in a serious relationship and be in love.
Especially somebody who doesn't even live here.
Right. He lives on the East Coast. So it's like,
it's tough.
I'm on the West Coast in LA. And so he, he heard all of that, but seemed to disregard all of it. He heard me saying I'm busy. He heard me saying I have 2 kids and I have all these responsibilities, but he thought that he could shower. He could shower me with money and gifts and think that would somehow influence my schedule.
Well, here's something I've found is
he was pissed that I had shit to do.
Right. But people say,
what the fuck?
People say I love you.
That's his game.
But they don't understand the difference of like saying I love you and actually showing love. And then a lot of people think material things is showing love because that's how we learn. Or is it if I get her a Louis Vuitton purse for $1,200, that's me showing her love because then she can show off to everybody. Oh, look what he bought me.
Or is it, if you go deeper, is it that
I always go deeper?
Is it they think that she's so damaged or broken that giving her money will somehow give him the control that he wants? I feel like that's what was happening. Like
maybe. Well, there's satisfaction also. Men love to bail people out. We love nothing.
Yeah, you love to help. You love
than
to help.
Help out an attractive woman. You don't see a lot of guys helping out like
the crackhead.
Yeah, those North Carolina threes or whatever. But yeah, that's the thing. Men love, when my dad got divorced, I remember all the women he dated after that. It was just kind of like projects. Like he wanted to just financially bail somebody out or help them because that makes you feel good. Like he said, this guy, I want to help you, Sam, rise. That would make me feel great to help somebody.
I mean, I feel like
but you have to do it
to his credit,
in the correct ways.
Let's give him some credit. I think that it did, Mr. Midnight. I think that it did make him feel better to know that he was helping me. And for a minute there, when the Omicron virus sort of came about, it was, business kind of went and took a slump. And so he did help me make some ends meet that would have otherwise been more challenging. Now, could I have figured it out on my own? Of course I have, because I've been doing that shit my entire fucking life.
Right.
However, yeah, it was great to know that he was right there and I didn't have to ask and he offered. But I think the issue again was that when he, he flew me out a couple places.
That's cool. We'll talk about money depression. That can
help my problem.
I mean, getting a check 2 months paid.
Sure.
Like, oh,
like
wow,
I didn't have to pay. Yeah. And then but when he, flew me out, we had this sort of isolated vacation time. Then,
where'd you go?
Well, we went locally somewhere in January. We went to a couple hours off here and sort of we got this resort Airbnb type situation.
That's
and then in
cool.
February, I went to Texas with him for a weekend and it was great. And then in March, he came here to my stomping ground.
Right. And that's when
and I tried to explain to him, I go, what's going to be difficult when, I have my kids with me, which is 4 days a week. They're with their father for 3 days a week. And
why not schedule a weekend with you before he came out?
Well, that's what I tried to.
Similar thing.
That's
like,
what I tried
you can't
to suggest.
be in LA
and expect me to just fuck off my schedule. Like, how do I do that? I am not paying somebody $70,000 a year to answer my phones and do all my admin work.
Right.
I am the fucking admin person. I'm the customer service rep, the fucking service provider,
the CEO.
I do I wear a lot of hats, and it would be, it would cost me about $2,000 to close down for a week,
right?
Just to pay somebody to handle it.
Unless he's going to pay your.
But I'm not gonna ask a motherfucker.
Right. That's like, but then it's
like, what kind of fucking stepchild?
Who would you
that?
be? And then it's like the pressure. I think again, that's the pressure of taking money in a way, or the transaction.
I don't mind taking money
if
you're volunteering.
I just mean, but
I'm not going to ask for it.
But I could see there be pressure on women to then, I need to perform. Like, you're strong, and you're like, fuck you, dude.
Listen, if you're in a situation,
some women would be like, zaddy. Okay,
let's pause for a second.
Where's my 40?
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're in a situation where a guy is giving you money and you feel pressured to perform sexually, then you're in the wrong fucking situation.
Listen,
because if you're dealing with a man, you're physically sexual with him, then you better fucking want it. True. Why the fuck do I feel pressured? If I'm into him, if I'm near him, I want to touch him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make him do the do. I'm gonna make him want to do that.
Okay,
I want to make him feel pleasure. So if that's the situation, then that's kind of a gold digger situation. And the woman's like, I feel pressure because he's giving me money. That's silly. What are you doing there?
Do you think there's a lot of the opposite situations?
I liked him.
Okay.
I liked hearing his voice. I liked the way his face and body looked.
Okay.
And the physical time was fun. But what was a turnoff
is controlling.
Was that he was actually trying to. This motherfucker said, I go, so we're having this calm conversation, and then he raises his voice.
That's a red flag.
Because I wasn't available. And the whole thing was because I wasn't available.
How did it go? Play it
I
back.
was like, it's a wrap, bitch.
But how did it go? What did he say? How did he yell at you?
I told him that he goes, are you available Wednesday? And I said, I'm available. I have some stuff I have to do in the daytime. Because he interrupts me. I'm talking about the evening.
Oh.
Well, I'm available in the evening. But maybe I'll, I have some stuff to do in the daytime. I'll be available around, I don't know, 1:30, 2:30-ish. And so come Wednesday, I think I ended up showing up at 4. So he probably had a good 45 minutes to an hour to figure out where the fuck I was. And went through whatever anxiety he went through, and then just got himself up in a bunch. And so by the time I got there, he was like, his body language was weird. He was all fucking down in the mouth,
asshole all puckered up.
A little bit puckered,
tight,
just a little puckered, and I can deal with that. Like whatever. There's ways to make a man feel comfortable.
You can loosen that shit.
So right, you
give him
that shit.
Give him the Amber Rose, Kanye West fingers.
There's ways. But he couldn't let it go until he actually opened his. That's one thing you have an issue with a woman that's minor. But if you actually open your fucking mouth to voice it,
what are you saying?
Then it's serious. And he was just like, but I hope you make your ends meet. And so I figured that, I'm saying, when I came to town, that you would be available. And I go, that's where you're fucking wrong with the finger. That's where you're wrong.
So for 10 days?
It was around 10 days.
So,
I took 5 fucking days off, by the way.
Well, that's half.
5 days off.
So you spent,
and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
No. I didn't spend half the time. I took 5 days off. But when a business owner takes a day off, it just means they have half of shit that they normally do to do. Right. I still have admin shit to do. If I don't go do a certain, travel to do a service appointment, I still have emails.
Right.
I have to reply to my customers. I have to call people back. And so
you had to do all that work in half the time.
I took 5 days off, which meant 5 days I couldn't make the money that I was normally going to make.
5 days for all of our.
And it still wasn't enough. This motherfucker said, I go, so were you at any time annoyed because I had shit to do? And he says to me, in all dead ass, he goes, there were a few times where I felt like, like you could have been available. It's like, motherfucker, I got shit to do. Right. You know what you need? A bitch with no goals. Okay. You should have met me 25 years ago when I was a hot fucking 20-something-year-old ratchet mess.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the fuck you need. You need a bitch with no goals. So don't come at me. And it's just like, it was frustrating. I'm not heartbroken, but it's frustrating because he came with this game. Here's all these gifts and all this money. I want to help you. I want to support you in your goals.
And so where is he now?
I don't fucking know.
But so he wants to support
Back
you in all
home.
those goals and what?
No, I don't think I have what you need. I don't think I can be what you're looking for.
Mm.
So just like we made the right decision. Both of us agree that we made the right decision to end it.
Unless
So
he's willing
all
to pay,
these promises that he'd made me about, you know, what we were going to do, business, it was like a business personal relationship. And this I learned you cannot mix business with personal. You can't mix business with sex, ladies. Don't try to do it.
What if he called you and said, "I'll pay a year's worth of your rent"?
I don't want to fucking be bothered. No, thank you.
Okay, good.
Because it's not that stressful for me to pay my own fucking rent. That's what I've been doing my whole goddamn life.
Exactly.
So what am I gonna just have him pay my rent and then be obligated to this fucking pressure? No, thank you.
Right.
No, thank
it's
you.
almost you like a job that's toxic. You might be getting paid money, but what you give in return, like your
and even if I don't give
stability, right?
That well, if you don't give it, that's when you have to deal with the other dumb pressure drama shit.
Right.
It's like I ain't doing that.
I find what's interesting. It wasn't even like, oh, you guys, you know, weren't having intimate relations, but just the fact to come out for 10 days to LA, that's a lot to ask somebody. I think
it's a lot.
I think he should have
3 days would have been cool.
He should have
4
planned
days.
a 3-day getaway to Palm Springs.
Right.
Giving you some money to get a nanny for your kids or something, and not have tried to and he really set himself up to fail in a way, because 10 days, that was a lot of expectations. Maybe there was some other fucking business things going around, but
4 days I have my kids.
And it's also, you almost have to give money. If you are going to give money away to people, you have to, if you're not borrowing it to them, you have to give it away without a tie.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if he had really meant what he said, which was, I want to support your endeavors.
Which I think he did.
But he did, but he expected because of that I somehow just clear my shit and be available. It's like, bruh, you're fucking with the wrong bitch.
Right. And I think
first of all, I have an emotional history that is not even going to goddamn
right. But I think a lot of men
near to what you need.
Can't deal with a strong woman.
Busy. I'm a boss bitch.
But a lot of men can't deal with that. They don't want always a boss bitch, or they want to tame the boss bitch so they can control the boss bitch. Like, I remember Tiffany, when she was married to her ex-husband, he tried to control her at all. And Tiffany is the boss bitch of the world, right?
You can't control that.
He did. He could.
At the time. That's the phase that she was at.
Exactly.
But I guarantee you she learned some shit from that.
Of course. I don't even know her. I don't even know her. She would never let a man do that
today.
Again, I don't think.
Are you kidding me?
But it's just amazing to see how a really strong woman, by a guy who says, you know, everybody's embarrassed by, you know, tells you, feeding you all this shit about how you're embarrassing. Everybody thinks you're a hoe. You were dancing at that party and everybody's looking at you. And it's like, no, everybody was looking at him like frowning.
I think there's certain qualities about a woman that is in control of her own life and destiny. I think that it's very attractive.
Very attractive
on some level
to some men.
It's the confidence that she may have is, confidence is attractive.
Right.
However, when it comes down to the details, I mean, a bitch, like, I'm busy. I don't know how many times I had to text a motherfucker, bitch, I'm busy.
Bitch, I'm busy.
Bitch, I'm busy.
And people like control down to the fact of
like, don't be offended because I'm fucking busy. What are you supposed to be? Listen, I wish a motherfucker would get upset.
Yeah.
Because I call him and a guy goes, I call a guy I'm seeing and a guy, he goes, I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I do? I go, okay, call me when you're free.
Right.
I hang up. I don't think
anything
of it. I don't think anything of it.
I need you to leave your office now.
Let me get an attitude because your ass is working and making money. I don't give a fuck if you're making $50 or $500,000.
Well, let me explain.
If you're working, you're working.
But a lot of men want a woman. I've seen men take a woman who have a successful business and break it down or attempt to break it down because
why though? That is so stupid. Why don't you just hire a fucking hooker?
Control.
Hire a hooker.
No, it's not the sex.
It's probably cheaper.
It's not the sex. The goal is to have a woman who doesn't make money because you have full control of the situation. A woman who makes her own money or more even than you is very dangerous to a lot of men who need that control. They don't like it.
There's a female comedian named Timmy Mason, Timi. And I love her Instagram and her social. And I've never met her, but she posted today somebody's podcast. I'd have to go back and reference whose it was, but there were these guys talking, and this one guy who clearly looked like a clown. She put a clown emoji on his face, and he was saying, I was dating this girl, and she's like, I make my own money. I'm an independent woman. I pay my own bills. I don't need help. All I need is a man. And he basically says to her, you just disqualified yourself. Who wants you?
Right.
It's like Condoleezza Rice. I always said, back in the, back during the, what was it, Bush administration, Condoleezza, who's going to want Condoleezza Rice?
Right.
She's got her shit together.
I would love to live off Condoleezza Rice.
Right. But there's something about a man, and I get it. As women, even though we have control, somebody said to me,
we're the hunters. You guys are the gatherers. So if you're doing the hunting and I don't know how to gather.
My girlfriend says to me years ago, she says, with men, you have to be clever. You have to it's like a puppy. When you're training a puppy, you have to make them think that they're in control when you're training them, and you give them reward and they get it right.
Good boy.
But at the end of the day, you're really in control. And that's how it is with men.
Right.
And I think she's right. Especially with these types. And it's not every man. It's just types.
It is. And whoever has the money.
They can actually. So what it is some of these men feel like women are a possession.
Yeah, a lot of those.
That's how the context goes.
In a marriage, if you make all the money, I know several marriages where the man expects a woman to have the house clean.
Right. She's
do
supposed
the dishes,
to
take care of the family. I'm not going to lift a finger. My wife will tell you I don't lift a finger around the house. I do a little bit, but I don't do it like on purpose. I'm just like tired and lazy, or I'm trying to marinate, create, build, work, make money so we can have generational wealth. But it's just a lot of men actually expect if I make all the money, I'm the breadwinner, I own you.
The problem is you cannot apply a rubric to the shit. Right. Because a rubric, meaning a plan, it's sort of like, a rubric is just a plan.
A rubric cube? No.
Rubric cube. Stop it.
Sorry.
A rubric. It's a plan.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to school and you have your science project, they give you a rubric to how to do the project.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you cannot apply a rubric to relationships.
Exactly.
Because everyone is an individual. Everyone's financial status is unique.
Mm-hmm.
And so two individuals with unique situations get together, and then they have to figure out between themselves what's going to work for them. Who's going to put in the work, and then how's that going to, aggregate.
Yeah, but our money is equal. And that's the problem.
I don't know it's equal, but that's what you guys got to figure out. But guys that go into relationships and think that they can apply this rubric that says, you know what, if I provide, if I do this and that, then she should do that.
Right.
And women on the same token, if I give him, whatever, and we do this, and then he should do it. It's ridiculous.
Right. If I do raise the kids at home and do all this, which I do,
then I should get a blowjob every 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. That should be
right.
That should be a law.
But what you should do is choose a bitch that loves to give blowjobs. Then you don't have that fucking problem.
That part. That's always my number one marriage advice.
Be decisive.
If you're going to marry somebody, the same person,
right?
It's like you're going to be stuck on an island with somebody who doesn't do blowjobs.
Choose wisely, motherfuckers. Yeah. Choose wisely. And don't waste your fucking time. Listen, it was a 3-month relationship. This motherfucker was talking about I love you in month 1.
Nah, too early.
And then by month 2, I fell for the okey-doke. I was like, I love you too. And I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
It's just like Juliet will do that.
He didn't mean it either. I don't fucking believe he meant. Are you serious? It was too easy for him to let go.
Juliet, I'll tell her I love you, and she'll be like, That's what you gotta
That's
do.
your daughter?
Yeah. She's terrible. I'm like, say you love me, you asshole. But yeah, that's what you have to do. Just like, okay, thanks.
By the way, shout out.
But then it's like, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you mean?
You say what's I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's what Han Solo
said. That's when they punched your face. No,
Han Solo said to Princess Leia when she said, I love you, he said, I know. So maybe try that.
That's some real player shit right there. That's the way to play.
Oh, that's what Juliet.
That is the way to play.
Juliet also has said that to me before. My 9-year-old daughter. I love you. I know.
Right.
I'm like,
I know.
that's such an
You might as well just be
asshole.
like, yeah, whatever, bitch, suck these balls.
Not my daughter.
Not your daughter. Of course not. No,
We're
I'm just
canceled.
saying, like, that's the
Exactly.
player, like, that's the fucking ultimate player strategy.
Yeah.
To keep a bitch, to string a woman on.
String her along.
String along. I love you. And then you go, I know. Or prove it. Suck these balls.
Suck these balls.
I've had
and maybe I'll say I love you one day.
A guy showed up one night. This player who broke my heart. And then and I said, I'm so happy to see you. I said, and he goes, prove it.
Oh,
and he pulls his balls out.
Damn.
And I fucking went to work.
Good for you.
Goddamn right.
Yeah. He goes, prove it.
No shame. That's that Han Solo game.
Yeah. Prove it.
This dude had like a Smokey Robinson game. This dude game was like some Eric Benet shit. I think.
Man,
I don't know.
Probably got some of that intergalactic from the 70s,
intergalactic,
80s, 90s.
Intergalactic. I just was like, I mean, God, it was 2.5, 3 months. This is not gonna work. Very shortly after.
Yeah, you can tell pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when somebody's trying to control you, because
a good player will string a bitch on for at least 3 years.
This was just a few months. What if you had gotten into a serious relationship with him, and then
that's a hypothetical that would have never even been possible.
Saying, but the control, if he's that controlling at the beginning, what would he have been like year 1, 2?
Well, 3, I think to know that I would have had to succumb to his controlling at some point.
Succumb. Yeah.
And it wasn't going to happen.
No.
I mean, yeah, listen, if he had met me 15, 20 years ago, maybe before my marriage, I would have been, damaged enough and not as healed enough to
2008, when I really needed the money, I might have
sucked some dick for control.
No, the only way I would S on a D is if it was like over like 100 million.
Over 100 million?
Like,
150,000.
Yeah. 10,000. No, just generational wealth.
Yeah.
And if I have to do it once,
I say this. I don't judge women.
Once a week if it's like a deal.
I get women that, are in whatever financial situation or a mental situation that if they had this guy coming at them the way he came at me, I would not judge them for having gone forward with the control plan. For a year or 2 or the rest of their lives.
Dude, this guy is easy.
I feel like there are wives, okay, that are getting taken care of, that know their husbands ain't shit, just, fucking and getting sucked on the road.
Right.
Whatever
they got the Range Rover, the lifestyle.
They drive up in
the fucking and I think that's a lot of what happens too. The dude's like, hey, I'm on a business trip.
Right.
Fucking, but come on,
but that
you got
is
the
not
Range
for
Rover,
me. That is
the
not
mansion
for me.
in Texas.
That is not for me. I'm not into bullshit.
Right.
Like, let's be real. You fucking some bitches? Are they fine? Let me see. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not about the bullshit.
Right.
I am just about the straight up shit. And yes, I understand that I'm unique in that way, but I mean, I'm not judging women that want to go through with that and play the game and get what they want. This is life's a game. However, the energy exhausted for me personally with my OCD and my threshold, I cannot imagine a motherfucker trying to control my schedule, especially when it comes to my livelihood.
Yeah, it's
my livelihood.
Well, that's the idea.
Like, if you don't work out, I still have to provide for my fucking children.
What would happen if you say spend more time with him and he's like, hey, I'll pay you so you don't have to take this job, and here's your rent paid for, and then before you know it, you're like, oh my God.
And then I get into this lethargic practice of my,
which it is to turn you into a piece of veal.
And then,
oh my God, my business is gone.
Right.
Oh my God.
Dependent on him.
Exactly.
And I said that to him. I go, I'm not about to be dependent on him. You're not dependent on me. I know, but I'm just saying.
But that is dangerous.
You're asking me to compromise and reduce my business schedule. Like, bro.
Right.
Fucking with the wrong one.
Right. Yeah, like how about put some money into the business? I'm 47 years old.
Yeah, invest in my business. Fuck the cash app.
Buy me
some stock, motherfucker.
Buy me a new vacuum cleaner or some shit. Buy me a new truck.
Then I would have been like, I would have been no problem.
There you go.
That's not true. I was doing that anyway.
Right, but still, might as well have got a truck out of that.
No, I got a few things out of it, but that's not the the big deal. My girlfriend said,
Yeah.
at least you got this at Versace. Yeah, but you
Yeah.
know what? It was a pain in the fucking ass. I would have rather
hmm
not dealt with it at
Right.
all.
And like you said, there's certain women who I'm very turned off by that. Oh my God, you got the Versace and I just a Gucci. And like, it's so.
Let me tell you something. This motherfucker bought me a Versace robe and slippers.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Listen.
I'd suck his dick for
Yeah,
that.
the sound on paper it sounds good.
That's good.
But I literally I don't even own a robe. I sleep naked. I don't even own pajamas.
You don't even wear
I'm
the
a
robe?
country fuck. Listen, I put that
Dude.
robe on, right? And the slippers. And I feel like I got this goddamn big ass. I feel like a weirdo. I'm sitting around with this robe like, ugh. Like, what the fuck?
Will you gift it to me then?
You
And
want it?
because
It's pink.
Because
You fucking weirdo. God damn it.
you
Samson.
had me until you said it was pink, but
I
half
put this
woman,
robe
so I shouldn't be
on
afraid
and I
of,
just
you
feel
know.
like such a big asshole. Like, what is the point of this robe?
I'm
It
dead
just
serious.
feels strange to
If
me.
you're done with that robe, I'll take it.
I should sell it.
Just how much? Well, what is it worth? Do you
I
think?
don't fucking know. I didn't even care enough to Google it.
$1,000
Most bitches,
robe.
when they get a gift, they'll Google that shit to see how much it costs.
Robes?
I don't even know. I have no
A
idea.
nice robe in general is probably a couple $100. So that,
Really?
yeah, I mean, a
Fucking
nice
never
robe,
bought one ever.
it's a good top.
I just walk around naked every chance I get.
I have 4 robes.
This is the only robe I own, and it's Versace, and there's slippers to match, and it's the weirdest shit in the world when I put that shit on. It's just so fucking weird. I'm just like,
oh man,
bro, I told you I was born poor, black, and country. Why in the fuck are you buying me a Versace robe?
right?
This was before I even put the pussy on it.
Right. I mean,
yeah,
Versace.
I know.
My robes are all stolen from hotels. Like I have a Ritz-Carlton, Intercontinental. I've got a Marriott.
See, I don't want to steal a robe from a hotel. I don't care about a robe. White trash. I will steal things that are functional.
Those are like $250, $300 robes.
And lotions.
I steal towels all the time.
Yeah.
From hotels and condiments, like soaps. I love that shit. Like if a
I'm
maid
one of
leaves
those
her
country
card
ass.
out,
I'm one of those country ass black Negroes that's like,
me too.
Versace towel, it's too good for me. You better take it, Samson. Use a why.
Don't do that to me. Don't like act like I'm the massa. Why
but that is the shit that I came from. And so here, that's how I'm just telling you. Like, I mean, I'm healed and whatever, but like I'm sitting there with this fucking Versace robe.
Right.
And this goddamn slippers, and it's like, bro, this shit feels and gaudy as fuck. Like it's not even my love language. It just is not my love language.
I'm not into material things. I'm not into women that are into material things. Like I was telling my wife Liz, I'm like, and she knows this, any woman who wants the Louis Vuitton, the purses, it's really just to show off.
So strange.
Oh wow, so you have the little one. Okay. I have the big one. Or you have the big one. I have the fucking suitcase. And it's really just
I don't get it.
Lip swinging that women get into.
I don't get it at all. I'm a bumpkin, a country bumpkin. I don't give a fuck.
Like brands.
I'd rather get my own shit, and I'm not fucking spending money.
Plenty of men out there who are the same.
If I spent money like my fucking red bottoms,
sure,
I feel proud of those.
Okay,
I spent my own fucking money on those. I wanted them for a reason. I got them, right?
What are red bottoms?
Oh, Louis Vuitton.
Is that what Cardi B is talking about in her song?
These red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. It's just shoes, and they have this red bottom, and they're like $600-$700 a pair on clearance.
Dang, okay.
On clearance.
So some red bottoms. Okay.
Yeah, so I spent like $2,500. I bought myself 2 pair. And I feel proud of those, and I like those, and I feel confident in those. But this bullshit ass, bulky ass, gaudy ass Versace robe, it's like, what the fuck?
It's too much.
It's too much.
When people get too rich, they start to, like, when people get so rich, they start to dress
walking around the house, I can't even leave the house with this mother. I can't even show off this goddamn Versace.
Or like those guys who have so much money, they look like a Von Dutch douchebag.
I like that.
You can tell when somebody's rich.
That is exactly what I feel like when I'm wearing this goddamn robe. A Von Dutch douchebag.
When somebody is just too rich or whatnot, when they're just like, their jeans have all these embroidered things sewn in on them, their t-shirt looks kind of light and faded and kind of torn up, and it's like a $600 t-shirt. Like,
I mean, there are rich people that you can't even fucking tell they're rich.
Oh, most in Silver Lake here. I saw this one dad, every day he takes his kid on this bike, and he like balances one of his kids on the front, one on the back. It looks dangerous.
He's probably loaded, and then it's not.
He comes one day in one of those big dog Teslas, with the fucking wings. And I'm like, what?
Fucking wings.
He looked like a trucker bitch. And then he
Trucker
pulls
bitch.
up in like $120,000 car, like, bruh, you know.
Right. And
You
then
don't
that's
know.
when it's impactful.
Yeah, in Silver Lake, you don't know if they're homeless or
Yeah.
a rock star.
When you see somebody always sporting the Versace slippers and all the dumb shit, it's like,
Right.
why the fuck do you need some Versace slippers?
Right.
Look, these
And most
goddamn
people-
Adidas slippers
Right.
cost me what, $35-$40?
Yeah, those are cool.
I love them.
Mhm.
That's all I fucking
Right.
need.
And most people who have a lot of that shit too don't have money. They just buy that shit to
So
put
you're
out the
competing with
appearance.
those bunksters.
That's what I hate.
It's
You're
just
just
silly.
yeah.
It's so silly. If I had a ton of money, I would not buy a fucking Versace
No,
anything.
no.
No.
I would give it away and I'd throw a lot of block parties.
I should fucking sell it on OfferUp. Anybody?
you go.
How much do you want to? Pink Versace robe and slippers, diamond
Autographed.
necklace to match.
Autograph it. Yeah, that's all for
Autographed by me.
1,000. Mm-hmm. Start valuing
$600 to
Start
$1,000.
valuing yourself.
Like, god damn.
Yeah. Well, this has been a pretty good one, Sam.
Are we
we're
done?
flying in. Yeah, we're pretty much pulling in for a landing almost, you know. Clear skies. We've been cleared.
Thank you for riding Samson Skyways. We are approaching
land.
the runway. We'll be landing in a few minutes. Please make sure your tray tables are in the upright position.
We just want to thank everybody for flying with us today. And just remember, if you have the choice to fly with us again, that you fly with Nipple Airlines.
There. Now it's all worth it. For
There
those
you
of you
go.
that watched until the end.
I think this video is going to get flagged by YouTube
Fuckery.
for nipplings. Well,
I
that
doubt
was
it.
great, Sam.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's the bottom line.
Okay.
Here's where I'm going to try to get philosophical here. Let's see. Fuckery. Here's the thing. You can't control people. In fact, you can't even get them to react the way you want them to react. Right? If I say, I love you, and then someone says, I know, then that's what they said. You can't go back to them with any follow-up dialogue to try and convince them to have responded differently. Like, what kind of crazy shit is that? Like Clockwork Orange. Come on. You're trying to control. You can't control people. So if you want a certain thing out of a relationship, then you really have to explore your options, get to know people, be communicative, and make sure that's what you want. Make sure that what you each want is on the same plane. And that's what didn't happen. And so there was confusion on his part. There was confusion on my part, most definitely. And in the end, I think that, it didn't work out, but there was, I don't think it was pretty contentious. There were it wasn't contentious. There were no hard feelings, but what a waste of time and energy, and certainly his money. What a waste of fucking money.
Well, he's got plenty of it, I'm guessing.
I guess that's his game. Spend tons of money, tell her I love you, and then he's probably used to. He's
Rinse,
been
wash,
famous.
and repeat.
He's been famous since he's been in his early 20s.
Oh shit!
So he's probably used to bitches just sweating his balls big time because he's pouring Versace and money onto them, and that's what he's used to.
Yeah.
So I guess he thought that I was just gonna fall in the same line, and I'm sorry, but did you not fucking hear me when I told you all of these things? Apparently not. But no hard feelings. I still find him in some small ways kind of sexy. But there's a ew element. Ew. A little bit now, to be honest.
That's what controlling will do.
Gross. No thanks. I mean, come on. I've got shit to do. I mean, what do you want? It's like, you need a Corey Holcomb bitch.
Yes.
A bitch with, who want a bitch with goals? That's what he said. Who the fuck want a bitch? Yeah, it's funny. However, there's bitches out there that are cool with that, but I ain't one of them.
No.
So, I mean, he should have known that.
Now he does.
I mean, all the shit that I've done, you knew all of it. So here we are. Listen,
Find what you're looking for. Put some research into the shit. Okay? Don't waste people's time. Don't say I love you unless you mean it. Okay? And if you do, you better have more than a Versace. You better buy me a Tesla. You know? Fuck, buy me a house, motherfucker. Yeah, you would have bought me a house? My ass would have been available than a motherfucker for 10 days straight. Trust, I would have got a babysitter. Shut the fuck up. This has been another case of the King-Abrams show. Shout out to my producer, Samson Crouppen. We'll see you guys next week.
Straight up, I'm serious. Stand up and clap.